Hey, Shalom, Shalom.
Hey, Shalom.
This is Brother Abba Bayath,
And you want to
come back at you, Lord will, with the edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing this gospel and truth and sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. The 144,000 true prophets of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, risking their safety day in and day out for the truth, battling the elements day in and day out for the truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect scattered abroad. May the election Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, Lord willing, fall upon all your houses. Amen. So this, Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson, and really this lesson is ultimately brought to you, by something that I had experienced earlier today, which really it was all throughout last week and this week, in the previous weeks, really the last few weeks, I work at a construction site, and there's the owners. I work at a hospital, so there's the owners, that be coming and basically peeping, what people are doing, making sure everything's going, according to their plan and so on and so forth, man. That everybody's following their rules. Well, they come in and they do the little measuring and everything like that. Well, these people, they're Edomites, man. And majority of the workers are Israelites, man. So-called, mainly Issacharites, man. The so-called Mexicans. There's like a handful of so-called white folks. It's the Edomites. Majority of them are so-called Mexicans, so-called Latinos, and a sprinkle of your so-called blacks, man. So yeah, man. When these owners start walking through, they see all these Jakes, and they start giving that stank eye, in so to speak, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they got this like look on them, like I'm better than you, kind of like bullshit. And one of my coworkers, who's an Ishkarite, he fucking he said that throughout construction, we're looked at as if we're nothing because we're just the bottom to them, man.
Right.
When in reality we're the ones that build their we're the ones that build their society. We've built this world, man. As the so-called blacks, so-called natives, and so-called Latinos, we built this whole world, man. We built their buildings, their banks, their schools. We built every single thing that they have, man. You will never ever hear of a whole group of Edomite workers building and completing a whole project without Jake being there doing majority of the work, man. You'll never hear of that, man. And I want to bring out one scripture, ultimately that basically proves that. Can you grab Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1, Baba Kusha? Because again, this is going into the deliverance, when the elect are ultimately raised up, but this also goes for now as well, man.
Come on.
Let's grab that, Baba Kusha.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before...
Which we're already starting to do, man. The elect, which Lord will, me and the brother right here, man, we can be part of the elect, as well as the those few sisters and those brothers that are out here, taking heed to this word, man, and serving Yahweh Bashim Al Shai to the best of their ability. We're standing in great boldness right now, but it's going to be more apparent when when the elect get delivered, man. That's going to be that complete boldness, man. Them standing in great boldness, man. Against those, which matter of fact, can you just keep reading the rest of that?
Come on. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
Right, man, and we're constantly being afflicted, man. Haggai chapter 1 verse 6, it says what, man? We labor to put our wages in a bag full of holes, man. So, and who do we labor for, man? Esau fucking Edom, man. So what he does is we labor these heavy hours, man, 10, 12 hours, very few 8-hour days, man. As far as, heavier jobs like construction and, some warehouse jobs and so on and so forth. You labor constantly, man. 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, and and the more you make, the more they fucking take out of your check, man. Which is that bag full of holes in it, man. You're constantly being fucking taxed, you're constantly being charged, you know, for little and stupid shit, man. You know, for shit that don't even really pertain to you, and you gotta pay it out, like Medicaid, you know, which is for or Social Security, which is for the generation, you know, that is older than you. You gotta pay for them to be able to fucking live, man. You know, which is bullshit, man. You know, I work for me to live, but yeah, I gotta pay for the generation that, you know, the generation above me to live after they retire, man. That's stupid, man. You know, but that, you know, that's part of this society, man. You know, but it says what? That made a no account for our labor. So not only are we going through, you know, these afflictions from these damn devils, but now on top of that, they're making no account for our labors, man. You know, so when these owners, they walk through, you know, whether you're at a construction site or whether you're at a warehouse or whether you're at a fucking, you know, a hospital, a fucking, you know, a nursing home, wherever the fuck you're at, man, a bank, you know, these devils, they don't make no account for your labors, man. So no matter how hard you fucking work, hey, and this is why I've always said, man, you know, don't ever give your all to a job, because once you give your all, if you have a bad day, hey, they're gonna sit here and, you know, they're gonna look down upon you, man. You know, you don't ever do that, man. You know, because these damn devils, you know, they want you to give 150%, 144%, and they want it, and in return they want to give you 1%, man. You know. So these devils are wicked, man. You know, that right there is complete fucking wickedness, man. But again, they make no account for our labor, so they don't sit here and say, oh, well, you're building my hospital, or you're working my warehouse, or you're working my bank, you know, so I'll show you any type of respect. It's because you're working at their bank, they feel that they don't have to show you any kind of respect, man.
They're proud,
you know,
man. Proud
as fuck, man. You know. Esau Edom is the number one proud, man. He's the number one, like it says, man. What it said, he basically is the eagle, man. He flies high as the eagle, man. You know, he soars above all birds. He soars the highest. The eagle soars the highest in the sky, man. You know, so that way he can see everything, that he can have the overlook over everything, and nothing can attack him, man. You know, that's Esau fucking Edom, man. You know, these damn devils are driving on the wrong side of the fucking road, fucking idiots. You know, fucking Esau, right as we're fucking talking about these stupid motherfuckers, man. Esau's stupid, man. You know, but yeah, man. You know, these devils, they don't give a shit about you, man. You know, and really, that's what this lesson is ultimately gonna be tailored to, man. You know, is how Esau Edom, he ultimately hates us, man. You know, and as of right now, you know, it's starting to be revealed more and more that this devil hates us, man. Because for a very long time, you know, through his, you know, his policies and shit like that, he's been trying to hide it, man. Can you grab Isaiah 29 and 15, Bible Shop? You know, which is, you know, which has blinded the minds of a lot of our people, man. It's, you know, starting with you women, you know, because Esau Edom has been giving you stuff such as, you know, WIC, such as, you know, what is that?
Child support.
Yep, child support. You know, food stamps, this, that, and the third, to where you ain't really gotta work. You know, you could be comfortable and chill and sit at home all fucking day. You know, but what it's doing is separating the family. It's destroying the minds of your kids. It's destroying you women's minds.
Makes the kids hate the dad too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the mom, you know, the kid grows up and the mom trains that child to like go against the father. So that right there causes more division when the child gets older.
Right, because what does Esau say, man? They say that you can have these things only if the man is not in your life, or if the man, you know, is not in the picture, you know. Right. Instead of lying to these damn devils, these women really go with the fact that, hey, this man, you know, I'm gonna choose these benefits over this man. And again, these are the things that Esau Edom has given unto us to blind our people from knowing that this damn devil hates us, man. You know, go ahead and grab that book, bro.
Come on, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, and verse 15, and it reads, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us?" You
know, and that's going into that, you know, that wicked counsel that they have, man. Going into Psalms, Psalms 83. You know, where it says what, man? That they are confederate against us, you know, and the enemy maketh a tumult against us, you know, basically to make it to where the name of Israel is in no more remembrance, man. You know, so what do? They ultimately separate the man, you know, they give the woman these benefits that separate the man, you know, but people, our people, as it says, they are foolish, they are Sardis children, and they're stupid, man. They don't understand that this is a product, Esau Edom giving, basically separating the families by giving them these certain things, these benefits to the women, making the women go against the man, This is a product of Esau Edom hating us.
And that's another thing too, man. The elder Amawan Abad, he made a lesson earlier about how our punishment is over, man. This is our last captivity under the Edomite nation, man. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and the point is, man, he was going into a little piece of history on the things that happened to us. And one thing that a lot of people don't know, because they won't teach it in schools,
right,
is Esau would actually, have a thing that he would do to the most masculine man with the largest, with the largest male genital, and it was called buck breaking, man.
Right.
And that right there would ultimately bring down to the lowest point the self-esteem of that male of the family, so he couldn't, he wasn't able to help his family because he couldn't even help himself.
Which we got that modern day buck breaking, which is turning the woman and the kids against that man, because right. Esau Edom is nothing to compare to the average Jake, man. They're not as big, they're not as strong. In the scriptures, it tells you what? It says that one nation shall be stronger than the other, man. Jake is completely stronger and completely better in all aspects than the Edomite male. So what do they do? Going back into the time where they did buck breaking, they would do that buck breaking that they would have a circle of Edomite men raping this one, Jake male in front of the whole plantation, man.
Right.
To ultimately kill the morale of the other slaves that are on the plantation. That's what they do, But nowadays, what do? They separate that man completely out of the picture, because rape nowadays is it's against the script, it's against the law, man. We know it's not against the scriptures, man. But being homosexual and doing some acts like that's unrighteous. But modern days, you can't do that, man. So what do? They find out another way in order to change that, so that way they can still, ultimately kill the morale of the woman and the kids, because not having a man around, what does that do? That gives that woman, a sense of, not really having any kind of protection, man. And on top of that, it boosts up her mentality to think that she's able to take that spot, when in reality she can't do that, man.
She's a weaker vessel, man.
Yeah, right. The scriptures tell you that a woman is a weaker vessel, man. But again, these are all, products of Esau Edom, really despising the children of Israel, man. Going back to Genesis 27, man. What did he say? He said, after my the day of my mourning of my father is at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob, man. So Esau has been hating, Jacob basically since the beginning of time, man. Going back to Cain and Abel, But then moving forward to Esau and Jacob, it's more apparent that between the two nations there is an extreme hatred, man.
Right.
What did I have next?
I had a quick one.
Come on, go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 24, man. As it says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel, man. Nothing is done in the dark that's, not made known and brought to the light, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 24. Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him? And I believe, what was it? That Esau too, he was called a fugitive and a vagabond, man.
Yeah.
So he's been on the run for he's been on the run for a long time, man. He failed to hide himself, man.
And that's going back to Cain and Abel. The spirit of Esau was in Cain, or the spirit that was in Cain is the same spirit that's in Esau today.
Yeah.
And the spirit that's in Abel, is the same spirit that's in Jacob, man.
Yeah.
Which, if you're able to receive it, Abel is King David, man.
If you can receive it.
Yep.
Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him, saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai? Do not I fill heaven and earth, saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai? You see that? So, you're not going to be able to do anything just because you go behind a closed door, or more specifically for these wicked Edomite elites, just because you have these secret councils and meetings, all right, and govern, wickedness, like it says they have not slept lest they cause some to fall.
Right.
Well, they continue to do that and exercise that mentality on our people, man. On you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you see the picture that the brother has right here on the screen. All right, it's very apparent to see who this devil is, but 2/3 of our people will continue to refuse, You know, because they ultimately they love Esau, man.
Right.
There's a thing called Stockholm syndrome, man. Ultimately, you know, loving and having care for somebody that captured or kidnapped you. You know, and that's exactly what we're seeing with 2/3 of our people. They've ultimately been captured and kidnapped and brought over here on slave ships, and now they love the same person that didn't give a shit and still don't give a shit about it. Has the same perpetual, everlasting hatred, man.
And if you don't know what that looks like, you know, go watch the movie Django. You know, where Samuel L. Jackson, he played the, you know, what we would call a house nigga, man.
Oh yeah,
you know?
man. He played that role too good, man.
He played the role way too well. You know what I mean?
Way too well.
Because that gave you a perfect description of exactly how, you know, what Stockholm syndrome is, man.
Right.
You know, it's when you've been in captivity for so long that you ultimately start to fall in love with your captor, man. You
Right.
know, the one that puts you in captivity, man. You start to ultimately love him. You start to praise him. Yes, master. Oh, I definitely do. I clean your toes for you, master, with my tongue. I clean it for you. You know what I mean? Kind of bullshit, man.
And then you start to hate your own people, man.
Right, man. And that is perfect, because that's exactly what, you know, Samuel L. Jackson played, man. You know, he hated Django and found him, you know, very suspicious, like, you know what I mean?
Right,
he looked
right.
at him in a suspicious way, you know, like he had an ulterior motive, and he didn't even look at the fucking the white man like that. And that's a lot of our people, man. You know, a lot of our people are ultimately blinded by all these so-called benefits that Esau Edom gives them, you know. You know, just to, you know, say, oh, not all Edomites are bad. Okay, well, look at it. You know what I mean? These Edomites are ultimately living off the benefits. Now they got this saying, what, you know, you talk about all Edomites are bad. Well, I didn't enslave you. Okay, well, guess what? You're living off of the benefits of what your forefathers had done. You know what I mean? You're not giving up those benefits, and I'll be damned if you actually say that you're going to give up them benefits, because you're not, man. You ain't gonna get me to believe that you're gonna give up the benefits that your forefathers had made for you because of, or on the backs of you know, our ancestors, the slaves, man. You know, which we're still slaves today, just in, you know, a non-physical, more mental type of way, man. You know, but again, 2/3 of our people are still in that, you know, that mental bond that these damn devils have on their minds because of these benefits going into these stimmies. You know, these stimmy packages and all this other shit going into the EBT will fucking Creepy Joe just increased the fucking food stamps, man. He basically doubled the food stamps that you're able to get, man. So if you're getting $400, now you're getting $800.
Yeah, and that all that does is just like when you give a baby some food, man, when it's crying, you know, it ultimately starts to, you know, rock it back to sleep.
Right, man, because what's happening right now, man? The son of 2 Thessalonians 2:3. The son of man, the man of sin, the son of perdition is being revealed, man.
Right.
You know, and how is he doing that? Can you grab that 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 8?
Yeah, I got you, bro.
You know, because again, this is all coming out. But the brother Yowana just right now, he quoted Luke chapter 8 verse 17. He says, "There is nothing that shall be hid that shall not come abroad," man. You know, so everything is coming abroad right now, man. You know, these damn devils and their ulterior motive that they have on you jakes, man. You know, because as it says in Ezekiel 35 and verse 5, which we're going to grab, you know, they have a perpetual hatred starting all the way back from the time of Cain and Abel all the way till now and into the future. They have a perpetual hatred for you so-called blacks, so-called Latinos, and so-called natives, man.
Yeah.
They do not love you. You can look at your nearest Edomite, you can look at him and think that he might love you, but in reality, he has a negative view on you, whether you did anything wrong or not. This is just how he was created to be, man. You know, Can you grab that?
Con, this is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. And it reads, that's what you want to write?
Yeah.
Con, and then shall that wicked be revealed.
Which again is going into the self-proclaimed, so-called self-proclaimed white man, which would be Esau Edom, man. Go ahead.
Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
How is he destroying these damn devils with the read that again, Baba Kushal, what it says?
And then shall that wicked be revealed,
right?
whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
And how is he doing that? By the spirit of his mouth, man. You know, you go into Hosea 12:10 or Luke 1:72, the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai speaks by the mouth of his prophets. So what is his prophets doing, man? We're blowing the trumpet on these damn devils, man. We're revealing, as it says again in Luke 8:17 or Luke 12:2, that nothing shall be hid that shall not come abroad, man. You know, so the prophets of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, through his word, through his spirit, is ultimately bringing out that these damn devils, they hate you. You so-called blacks, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native Americans. Esau Edom has a perpetual hatred against you.
Right.
And he always will. Can you grab, actually, matter of fact, I got it right here. This is Ezekiel Chapter 35, and I'll just read verse. Actually, matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 1 to let you know who this is talking about. Ezekiel 35:1, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, this is the prophet Ezekiel, says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Now you go into the Mount Seir, you know, in history, you go into the history of it, Mount Seir is where the Edomites dwelt, man.
Right.
You know? So this is talking about Esau Edom, man. You know? It says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, behold, I am, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I'll just drop down to verse 5, the point. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, which you go into Genesis, I think it's chapter 25, where it tells you what? I think it's 27 in verse 40, where it tells you that Esau Edom got the blessing of the fatness of the earth and the blessing of the sword, man. And that's exactly what Esau Edom has been using against you so-called blacks, so-called Latinos, and so-called natives, man. That's just another way, you know, that shows his hatred towards you. Going into Zechariah 11:5, it says, whose possessors, because again, you go to in Deuteronomy 28 verse 68, ye shall be sold into the hands of your enemies. You know, so we are being possessed right now by Esau Edom, man. You know, we are technically his slaves, man. You know,
right?
It says, whose possessor slay them and hold themselves not guilty, man. And we see that constantly, man. These police officers are constantly killing our people down, you know, and even regular people, man, killing our people down, man, that are not police officers and getting away with it or getting a short sentence, you know, and not really getting in any kind of trouble, man, you know. So going back to it, Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast had perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time that their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Right, so these damn devils have a perpetual hatred. You go into perpetual, it means everlasting, man. You know, so these damn devils have constantly been proving that they really have a hatred, you know, for you Jakes, man. That they have a hatred, you know, for everything that you are, man. You know, you know, which these damn devils are constantly saying that we stole their birthright, when in reality they sold their birthright, man. Right. You know, so they hate us for that. They hate us for, you know, being better than them, you know. In every aspect, you know, we're the salt of the earth. They're not, man. You know, so Esau Edom hates us for every aspect of that right there, man. You know, and they're constantly showing it, but you people are blind, man. You know.
That's right.
You so-called blacks, so-called natives, and so-called Latinos, you're blind to the fact that Esau Edom is not the nice guy, man. Esau Edom is the villain in this story, man.
The villain, man.
The fucking villain. He's not the good guy, man. He's not the one that's, you know, really the prophets of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, they're the good guys, man. They're telling you who your enemy is. They're trying to tell you how to defeat your enemy, and you don't want to listen, man. You know?
It's funny, it's just like, which is pretty, you know, carnal, but Phineas and Ferb, you know,
right.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz, he'd always come with all these traps to take over the city.
Right.